Aloha, good morning fellow travelers. Just Jeremiah here, leaving my place, headed to work. Got my second 8 a.m. shift at Ilipino, leading up to my shift that gets out about midnight at Sky. So luckily there's a small break between, maybe like a 4-hour break between. So it's not like I'm doing the full 16-hour shift. I'm just doing like a 12, 13-hour shift between the two. But I'll also be looking for jobs because, yeah, Filipino, not so hot. I'll give it a shot. I'm double scheduled this Saturday, so I have to find someone to cover my Sky shift. But if I can't, yeah. Filipino, they totally, I forget if I said this, but they, my second day there's no one to train me, so they're like, okay, well, we're gonna give you tip money. But they're like, oh, you don't collect the tip money from the office for like a week. Right? And they're also like taught to not talk about the money they make. They're not allowed to talk about it. And so it's time for me to collect my tip money, and it's gone. So the servers tipped someone out, me, and the money's gone, but the servers didn't get the money back. Yeah, I get it. I'll just get some free training in and get some, it's nice, it's pretty. Check it out. I like living on the hill. It sucks at the end of the night, but going to work's easy. All downhill. Yeah, so, yeah, I get like a free breakfast each morning. Yesterday I had lobster Benedict. I had like a banging ass acai bowl. Today I'm going straight for that ham steak. Yeah. I'm gonna ask if I could get the potatoes well done though. A little crispy, you know? I don't know. Breakfast potatoes shouldn't be soft, in my opinion. But that's what's going on. And I'm just happy to be here on this beautiful planet, to be alive. I get a day off tomorrow, and rather than just picking up a shift like I need, yeah, Thursday's my court date. I have that $1,600 coming from the landlord, plus all the costs of everything that I have proof of. I'm not even gonna get a lawyer. I don't even think I'm gonna sue him. Save the guy some money. He just had a kid. You know, does he deserve it? Probably not. But the thing is, I don't need to be the harbinger of karma for him. It's kind of a weird thing to assume, like, I'll be what teaches him. It's not me. He'll be what teaches him. You know, this will be done with. It'll be like a month of him not paying, and then the courts will go put a lien on his possessions, and then give him a month until they bring it all to auction, and they're like, oh, I'm paying. You know? So that just means about 2 months and I'll have the money, and maybe I'll even get my possessions back. But he probably tossed that shit. Yeah, but aside from that, like, I'm making money each night. I'm about to pay my rent 2 weeks early. Yeah, then I can finally start saving my money towards, like, at that point, no, I'm not even gonna save money. I mean, I do want to get like probably another month's rent ahead of time, but $700 isn't that much for rent. So maybe get like May's month, like, paid for, or at least set aside in the bank account and don't touch it. And then after that, then I'll start buying like the new GoPro, my freediving fins. Hopefully I'll get my snorkel and mask back because it's a nice one. It's a freediving one from the ex-landlord, thief guy. But yeah, who knows? So it'll probably be about $1,000 to drop on like the GoPro, the red filter, the pole, the freediving fins. Yeah. But once I have that, oh my gosh, I'll be getting up early, not just to go run and like, you know, run to work and go make 10 bucks an hour, which I'm sorry is not shit in Hawaii, but I'll be running to get up and go snorkeling. I'm actually trying to get together potentially a group of people from my work to go snorkeling on Wednesday, which would be awesome. I don't have my issues with my sinuses like normal. I've been trying to live a happy, clean, productive, healthy life, and that reflects into my sinuses and everything. Yeah, just, I think I might have post-nasal drip like my mom did. That's the grossest sounding thing ever. But basically, I think I gotta spit a lot, and I have to do it. I can't just not, because that stuff builds up in my sinuses, and that might be what was causing everything. Also, I might have an allergy to like dairy and sugar, so I might have to avoid those. I'm still figuring it out, but it feels nice being able to breathe through my nose. A lot of times I won't. I've got like chronic sinusitis. Because you're changing pressure, you have to have air that can flow into your sinuses to prevent what's called a pinch while diving or free diving. So yeah, that's tomorrow. I might go snorkeling tomorrow with people from work. And then my friend Jamie has off tomorrow night, and I'm hoping we'll make the plan. You know, I'm gonna have to let her know that like, if we're making the plan to hang out tomorrow night, that it's gotta be like, you know, a thing. Not that she's the type to just flake, but I could make money off a shift, and you know, again, I'm working hard towards that underwater photography concept. And yeah, if I'm not going to be doing something social, I don't want to just sit around my house. So yeah, I'm hoping tomorrow is going to be a snorkeling day, and even if my peeps at work don't go, I might just go myself. And then snorkel day, and then yeah, relaxing evening. Maybe go out and like get some food. There's a meetup group. 35 people that are new to the island will meet up. And there's a lot of last minute cancelers, so although it's booked, I think I'll be able to get in. And I'm kind of hoping to go with Jamie, go meet some people. You know, Jamie's a little boy crazy, if I don't mind saying myself, and I'm a little girl crazy, and we're just friends, so we could go and like be each other's wingman at this group of new people, which would be kind of sweet. Because Jamie's very pretty, and I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but it's not like I'm like some schmuck. Unless you want to think I'm a schmuck, then I'm a schmuck. Whatever makes you feel good, honestly. This is for you. Go real quick. But that's what's going on. One more day, and then I get a day off. And I haven't done like a day off where I just had a day off for some time. So it'll be nice getting like in the right headspace before my big court date on Thursday, St. Patty's Day. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna wear this. Have all my paperwork. It would help if I had a lawyer, but it's such a cut and dry case. He has to pay for it. I still might look. It's just I don't have the $450 to cough up. I mean, I could always use her. Yeah, I might. We'll see. I might look up the lawyer. Not so much to screw him more, but to like, yeah, make sure I get what I deserve, which is like all my stuff back, and that my photo and video evidence can like work in court. I might end up having to go do that tomorrow instead of going to have a blast, which I hope not. I want to go have a blast. But that is what is going on. I'm still sober. Last night there was a bud and a bag of weed that was left on a table, and I grabbed it, and I didn't smoke it, but it's in my pocket, and I'm thinking about it. So if I smoked, I'm not gonna be that guy who's just like, yeah, you don't know, I'm still gonna brag about being sober. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Tried to give it away yesterday, no one wanted it. They said, keep it. Damn. But I'm like, damn, if I do smoke, I don't want to smoke a blunt. And I've been like clean and clear. I've even cut the caffeine out. I literally have had no mind-altering substances or stimulants. That's cool. It's a ceremonial. I didn't even notice there's a ceremonial burial mound here. I love Hawaii. It's slowly warming up to me. Oh, I should talk to Air Park or Legend Jerry from the Air Park Lounge to see if he has any restaurant. Yeah, any tips for where I should go apply. I gotta see if this is the bus later. I'm out here now because I'm early. So here is Il Lapino, where I work. It's more stuffy inside. I love assuming I know better than everyone, so it's not super busy there. If I were to change anything, I would rebrand it from an Italian restaurant to a Mediterranean restaurant. Instead of looking like some old person's getting ready to be cremated inside, I would make it bright and flashy with neon colored pillows and white. And rather than just doing like spaghetti and carbonara, I would do Mediterranean dishes quite similar, but then put a heavy emphasis on fresh seafood. Sell the expensive stuff, get the ticket average up. I would, this is nice. Yeah, so I would focus on like Bronzino, you know, Mediterranean sea bass. The thing is, they've already got a sister restaurant doing Bronzino, so they could sell Bronzino here and it wouldn't detract away, in my opinion. But selling the fish, selling the steaks, and then doing the pasta like they're doing, but doing it Mediterranean style. I mean, Mediterranean includes Italian. So you're having a more broad, you're fine. Sorry. Check these guys out, look. Fine. Oh, that's taro. Nice. Poi, the staple food of native Hawaiians, is pounded from the cooked corm of this important plant, also called taro. They believe that they came from the taro plant. There's two creation legends, and one is that a coral polyp had turned into things that turned into the natives, the Polynesians. And another one is that the taro, that plant right there, so they eat a lot of taro. It's just like a root vegetable, but it's like healthy for you, and they believe that that it's like their mother. They look to taro as we would like a revered, like great grandparent. Some interesting stuff. I learned that and didn't have to look at a interpretive sign to figure it out. I think I can just go in the back door. It's got to be open, yeah. So that's neat about taro. And what's interesting about the coral polyp is that, yeah, they discovered that like microbes and funguses and viruses and bacteria, maybe not the funguses, but basically through infection and infecting you, they're actually gathering genetic material and transferring them to other species. And in the process, we're kind of seeding each other's DNA into each other. That's why, like, this plant here, if you looked into it, probably has like 80% of the same DNA that I do. That's why that palm tree has like 70% of the same DNA I do. You know, that's why chimps, even pigs, are like 95 or something like that. But I got a whole thing I could talk about there, talking about the pigs and the chimps that you would not like. So I'd love it, but not at the moment. What I was getting at is that we're all basically each other's time capsule. If something went wrong, we're kind of like holding the DNA of the entire world in us, and as is that plant. So the idea, the concept of everyone coming from coral, who knows, maybe we've lived in ages where humans have existed and destroyed themselves. And, you know, and maybe we just keep coming back from coral polyps and all these other legend, you know, the myths of like indigenous cultures. Maybe they're all true. maybe we just keep doing this over and over for much longer than they realize. I mean, they're saying we've been like this for about 100,000 years plus, maybe longer. Yeah, maybe we came from a coral. Maybe, like the Hawaiians say, the octopus is the last alien to have not left the earth. And interestingly enough, although I share the same stuff with this plant down here, this tiny one as well, the same DNA, octopus have 30% of DNA that does not exist in any other creature. So maybe there's more to legends and myths than we realize, or that we want to realize. Maybe life's pretty crazy and beautiful, and a lot more is possible than we even know. I'm headed into work. See ya. So even after having lost some weight, I just keep eating and eating, and it's time to try to get it back. Look at this bacon. That's bacon. Another shift meal. I just had another acai bowl as well, acai or whatever, and I had some marinara meat sauce with eggs and toast. This boy can eat. I don't want to be no skinny little toothpick. Loving you. Yeah, so that was quick and easy. It wasn't so much training as it was just me getting to like cut fruit for the bartender. But dude, I was only there for the meal anyways. Let's be real. That bacon, I get to walk up this hill. Okay, at the top is the Punch Bowl crater that I live like right at the lip of. It's always tough, especially wearing like all these layers, like this vest and this shirt and the undershirt. Although the undershirt will spread your sweat out thin. You wear an extra shirt to stay cooler, actually. It doesn't make sense, but when your sweat spreads out, it evaporates easier. Once it evaporates, evaporation's a cooling process. It also keeps a lot of the salt stains off of the black, because that can suck. All right, who's going where? What's going on? Walk. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not really looking forward to like working breakfast like that. I got a job interview lining up with another place. So I'll do a Filipino to fill in the week. Some of you might be like, Jeremiah, he jumps job to job. Jeremiah doesn't sit around somewhere he doesn't like and complain about it. I don't settle. I'm always looking for more, and I'm working enough that as I don't like the places, I have enough money that I can keep looking. And then once I do like the places, I'll get the right positions. I'll have a smaller schedule while making enough money that I can start free diving and hiking and all that. That's really not far off. So pretty soon it's going to be me advising where to go snorkel. Me buying a flight to the other island. I know I keep saying this stuff, but it's getting closer, especially once I get this cash from the landlord thief guy for my last one. Yep, and then in June, I guess I'm probably going to take over. I like this apartment. Take over the entire apartment myself and have a guest bedroom. So then I could just have people come visit. And when they don't, I can have an extra guest bedroom, you know? Have my own 2-bedroom apartment. Once I had that, and all I had was a hammock inside. I'll never forget, I had left living in the woods in Carlisle. And I got this nice big apartment, vaulted ceilings, huge doors. I mean, like for the 1800s, hardcore. And I was setting up my hammock between the hinges on the doors and just sleeping with that as my only furniture. So proud of my minimalist lifestyle. So my friends that came over, Marty and James. One second, this is getting heavy. And I wanted to show off the hammock setup. They're like, I don't know, bro, that doesn't look safe. And I'm like, whatever. I jump up in my hammock that I jumped into, a dozen times at least on my own. And as I jump in it, it rips both doors off the hinges, like 120-pound doors. And they both just fall over onto me, one and then the other, like dominoes falling in together onto one spot. And I'm just literally laying under them with like 250 pounds of doors on me. That shit was hilarious. It hurt, but it was so funny. Man, I'll never forget Marty. I used to do trips down the Susquehanna canoeing. And Marty was afraid of getting in the hammock, and I told him, dude, just get in. And Marty, he lost a lot of weight since, but he was having some weight issues. He jumped in the hammock, and the hammock broke, and he fell flat on his ass. He was so pissed. But that was like 3 weeks later. Oh, hammocks. You're comfortable, and you have a good sense of humor as well. That's all I got right now. Loving you. Hey there, I just got some nice rest in, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours of a nice nap. Oh boy, I've got an interview for another job tomorrow. I keep doing that. Even though it's my day off and I'm supposed to go snorkeling, I'm gonna bust out the interview early. And yeah, so interview tomorrow, and then yeah, I'm headed to work, and I thought I'd show you part of my routines that I built. Once you build habits, you know, from routines, they become they become the norm. So there's healthy things you can do, like leaving your room orderly and neat and clean when you leave for work each day. So check it out. My gifted sheet that my roommate gave to me. I love watching this. Also the scarf, which I think looks great on the couch with the ohms. You know, I keep my bed made when I go to work. I keep everything free of like any food particles I've had. Keep my water up there so that when I get home late at like midnight or 1 in the morning, I don't have to go and fill it up and disturb my roommate, my landlord, who is in the portioned off corner of the living room until he moves. I took his room, and he's moving to Portland shortly. Got the backpack cooler he gave me hanging. I've got all my clothes for work and such, and for not work hanging. Yeah, the only dirty things in this room, oh man, it's got to be in the right order. I've got the snorkel and mask for tomorrow. I've got my whites right there, my darks right there. Here's my shoes. I don't know if you can see. I got my shoes, my shorts, my boxers, my socks. I got my change over here. Extra bedding in there. Yeah. So this is how and I don't wear shoes in the house. I walk them to the door and put them on. You don't wear shoes in Hawaii. It's a sign of disrespect. So yeah, I will take a spritz of my cologne. Just one spritz. I don't need to be one of those people. It's not a great smelling cologne. It's just something cheap. Nautica Voyage. I'll get something nice then once I start having more money left over, more surplus. But yeah, I'm gonna get my shoes. I'm gonna put in some mouthwash. I'm gonna walk out that door, go to Walmart, get a card for my my phone because today's the last day it's up, and get a bus to work. Adios, loving you. Oh yeah, and I caved this morning. I took that garlic cheese, the bud that I found on the table last night when the guests left, and I rolled it into a joint and I smoked it, and I'm so glad I didn't do a blunt because I don't need that shit in my life anymore. And to be honest, I hardly even felt high. I'm not even sure it did. But it was nice. The main reason I'm trying to stay sober, at least when it comes to the weed aspect, is because the cost. I'm not trying to drop money on costs like that while I'm working towards bigger, better things. Same with the booze, but honestly, I just don't like the way booze affects me. I feel like it lowers my vibration and puts me into a space that I don't want to be in. And I keep losing my shit and having it stolen because it puts me into a very vulnerable state. I don't need to be in a vulnerable state. I don't want to be in a vulnerable state. So the booze, 100% cold hard sobriety. Thinking I won't ever have a reason to drink again. I won't even take sips or tastes. You know, I might taste wine if I'm somewhere fancy, but then be the guy that spits it out. and rinses their mouth with water. It's just something that I'm gonna hold my guns to. But the weed, the main thing about the weed is honestly just the cost here in Hawaii specifically. So yeah, I just wanted to be transparent instead of acting like I'm just like some straight-laced, you know, whatever, that I'm not completely. Yeah, I wanted to be honest and open with you. I wish I had gotten high, but it was before work, so maybe it's best I didn't. But I didn't really feel it. I mean, who knows? Maybe it was CBD flower. That could definitely be what it was. Who knows? But that's my story. I'm gonna keep going to Walmart. I'm gonna get some of those electrolyte powders because up at Sky you're in the sun and it's hot. And a lot of us will drain ourselves. So I'm a big guy. I love like making people feel special. So I love being able to share those electrolyte powders. Just a little Gatorade drink. It cost me 30 cents. So if I can give away like 3 or 4 in a night, it's like $1.20. I'm probably gonna get a bunch of them today so that I have, yeah, extra. Because they really helped me through my shift. That salt and that sugar. Gonna get my phone card. And who knows what else. Maybe I'll get like some multivitamins or something healthy. We'll see how much time I have. And that is my story. Loving you. Yeah, so I'm like totally addicted to those burgers at Betty's Burgers. That's like the real deal. I get the double bacon deluxe with blue cheese added, blue cheese crumbles. And holy crap, it comes to $11.05. I get change for the bus then. I give $2 to the girls. I never include the tip as part of the cost of the food. To me, it's I pay $11 for a burger and I get to give someone $2. It's a great way of looking at it so you're not stuck feeling like you're spending more for food than you are. I mean, that made me happy. I'm like 10 minutes late to work, but they don't seem to care that much. I don't mean to take advantage of it, but I'm coming in like fire, like feeling great, ready to have a great shift. And I can't wait to share my good energies with everyone here, the guests included. Hey there, just finished work. Oh man, it's so funny. I killed it tonight. I did so much work. And the other busser, who's definitely just threatened by me, he says to me at one point, he's like, you know, blah, 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 gives me some advice. And I'm like, hey, just so you know, like, I really appreciate the advice. You know, it'll take me a second to digest it, but I really hope this is a two-way thing where, you know, you're able to accept advice that I could give you as well. And he's just like, what kind of advice could you give me? He's like, have you even worked in the restaurant industry before? He's like, where did you work? And I'm like, oh, I worked at the Chop House in the 5th busiest airport in the United States, where I had 800 people gunning for the job, and I was the first one to get hired in, and you never made more than like less than like $400 to $500 in tips every breakfast while making $15 an hour, and made over $100,000 a year while also working at another job where the average check was $93 per person and the seafood was 24 to 36 hours from ocean to table. And he's like, busting tables, you made that? I'm like, brother, I've been in the service industry bartending and waiting tables for over 22 years. And he just obviously didn't believe me. And he was just like, basically it's the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's that thing where people who are stupid and they just think they're the best God's gift to anything, they're the ones who have no clue. And yeah, so he's one of those people, obviously. So I just came down to it. I'm just like, hey man, I'm like, your attempts at trying to hide your passive aggressive comments is just like laughable. I said, honestly, let's do this. I'll give you my resume. You give me your resume. We call references, and then we can kind of figure out like where each other stand, because I've got a really well polished resume. And he's just like, argh. And I'm like, your attempts at being passive aggressive and trying to hide and act like you're not, I said, it's fucking comical. And maybe he just didn't realize. But what it comes down to is I'm the guy that started 2 weeks before him, so I'm the person between him and serving first. So he's trying to like make me, he thinks he's gonna undermine me. and the amount of work that I do in order to make himself look better and get the position first, but it's just not gonna happen. He does stupid shit where he tells me that, like, he got to train someone the other day, so now he's just like, hey man, don't let me catch you on your phone. He started after I did. Like, go suck a dick, seriously. Or he'll be like, hey, well, we're not gonna set up that section over there. We're not gonna do this. And I'm like, you mean the thing that the general manager tells us all to, but no one else does except for me? And he's like, no, we're not gonna do that. And I go, dude, talk to the general manager. Or he'll be like telling me not to run food if he's in the expo until he comes back to make sure I'm sending it to the right spot. Dude, he's fucking stupid. And he's a good worker too. He's got this ego thing. He worked in Miami and whatever stupid restaurant he worked at here, but he's like, if you worked at all those places and made that much money, why did you leave? I said, because of the lockdown, bro. It was in the Denver theater district in the Denver airport, the two hardest places hit. And now I'm here, getting ready to start a business. He did not like the answers, and I think he just doesn't like that people like me. Ever since I've worked, always, I've had issues with people that don't like how hard I work. I worked at Pepsi it was the busiest Pepsi distribution plant in the United States in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, back when I was 18, fresh out of high school, doing my forklift operator's license. And the money was great, especially with overtime, but I pissed everyone off because I was picking orders too fast, and I was just doing what I do. I don't do it to beat anyone. I just do it because I'm going to be efficient, and it's kind of like working in a union. They don't like that, and they really don't want you working that hard. And so everywhere I go in life, I get all these people that get really pissed that I'm like great at upselling, that I'm good at keeping a restaurant clean, that like I care about my job, that I stay organized, that like I don't make all the level of mistakes that they do, and they really like, they don't like me for it, you know. But it even goes back to elementary school when I knew the answer to every question, and I'm not trying to show off. I'm just being me, and being me really upsets people. And it used to bother me, but now it's like, I know not to take it personally, but it's fucking comical. It's what it is. Because people want to see the social anxiety or the debilitating ADHD or the CPTSD or the SED or whatever all these stupid acronyms are that say that I'm fucked up in the head in a way. They want to see all that stuff, but they don't want to hear about what Mensa means and I don't mention it. I don't tell anyone. I don't go around telling anyone where I've worked or what I did. That's why they all assume I'm stupid. It's because if any of them would work to the places I did or made the money I'd had, that's all they'd be talking about. And that's my story. It feels better talking. That guy's a fucking idiot. I can't wait to be serving and have him be serving next to me. And be like, hey, by the way, if you'd like, I can teach you how to get the sales that I have, because I'm gonna kill it at Sky. I just know it. Yep, loving you. I was almost out of battery. I needed to find the right bus and where to go, so I'm gonna let you go. See ya.